ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are continuing our discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 4. We were on, sorry, Canto 5. We were on 5th chapter. Which verse? Anyone remembers?
15th we had completed.
15th we had completed. Okay. Just a minute. 15th. We have heard so far, after describing the story of the first son of Swayambhu Manu, Shukadeva Goswami starts describing the story of the second son, that is Priyavrat. His son was Agnidra. Agnidra's son was Nabhi. Nabhi's son was Rishabdev. Rishabdev had 100 sons. Out of them, 10 becomes Kshatriya, 81 becomes Brahmanas, and 9 they are liberated souls, Navayogendras. Their story will come in the 11th canto. One day Rishabdev took all his sons to Brahmavarta and he starts instructing them. And we are hearing the wonderful instructions of Rishabdev to his sons. We are continuing from verse number 16. Just 1 minute. We'll recite this verse. I'll recite this. Putram shashishyam sanipo gururva malloka kamo madanugrahatha ittam vimanyu anushishya tatajgyan nayo jayet karma sukarma mudhan kamayo jayen manujartham labeta nipatayam nashtadvisham higarte. I think 15th we had done, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start from 16th. Yes.
Just completed from 16 we will start.
हाँ. लोक स्वयं श्रेयसि नष्ट दृष्टि यो अर्थान समीहेत निकाम काम अन्योन्य वैर सुखलेश हेतो अनंत दुःखम च न वेद मूढ़ा. Translation.
Due to ignorance, the materialistic person doesn't know anything about his real life interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this.
Okay, so in these 15 to 18 verses, Rishabdev is describing the responsibilities of a leader. So he says, a leader should encourage his subordinates to become Krishna conscious without becoming angry on them. If they are not able to follow the rules and regulations, please correct them without becoming angry on them. That means correct them in a way that they feel inspired to change. Constructive criticism. And then in this verse, it is described. So previous verse said that karmasu karma mudhan. So such people, they should not, the leader should not become angry on the subordinates who are absorbed in karmic mentality, fruitive activities, because the karmi mentality, all the fruitive activity, it binds one. So a person who is falling in the deep dark well, if a leader chastises such a person, becomes angry on him, he will not follow the leader. And such people who are doing so, it is like throwing a blind man in a well. He was already blind because he was attracted to sense gratification. And now you have, if somebody becomes angry and doesn't give them right process, they'll engage in sinful activities or materialistic activities. So it is like throwing a blind man in a well. Nipatayan nashta drisham hi garte. So the leader should never engage the subordinates in karmic activities. But there are some people who engage in karmic activities. That is described in this verse, in 16th verse. These ignorant people, what are the qualities of these ignorant people? Lokam swayam shreyasi nashta drishti. They have lost sight of their own self-interest. Nashta drishti, swayam nashta drishti. They don't know what is good for them. They have lost sight. They don't know what is the auspicious path for them. And yo arthan samiheta nikama kama. And they are too much absorbed in sense gratification, lusty desires. They are bound by them. And as a result of that, you know what happens? Anyonya Vaira, they create a society of envy and enmity. Sukha lesha heto, they get very little happiness in exchange of all these things they are doing. Any sense gratification of this world, it gives misery only. So such people, they do all these activities, but sukha lesha heto. And ananta dukkham. Sukha is lesha, dukkha is ananta. Chana veda mudha. They don't realize this. Foolish people, such fools, they don't realize that any sense gratification gives unlimited pain and very little pleasure. Kamanalam madhulavai shamayan durapai, as Prahlad is telling to Narasimhadev, that, oh my Lord, people, they are running after mirage in the desert. Putra shisha shruti sukha mrigatrishni rupa vedam kalevaram sharujam viroha nirvidyate natujano yadapita vidwan kamanalam madulavai shamayandurapai. Kamanalam, the fire of lust is burning, and they get very little pleasure. So therefore, such people, they are foolish. They are working so hard in maintaining the family, in maintaining their property. They don't know the real goal of life. Prabhupada writes, Nashta drishti means one who has no eyes to see the future. Nashta drishti. Most of the times, people have this problem. Nashta drishti. They don't know the future. Future means, oh, bhavishya. Who knows the bhavishya? It is very easy. Whatever you are doing now, you will get the result in future for sure. They don't understand this. They think, okay, enjoy life. Aage kisne dekha hai? Life goes from one body to another, and activities performed in this life are enjoyed or suffered in the next life. One who is unintelligent, who has no eyes to see the future, simply creates enmity and fight with others for sense gratification. So such people, they are nashta drishti, they are karmasu karma mudha. They think this life is the only life, beg, borrow, or steal, but live life king size. That is foolishness. They don't understand that there is next life. Prabhupada writes, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. Such foolish people, mudhoyam, such foolish people doesn't understand. They don't understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He's the source of everything. And they suffer. He continues. Kastam swayam tad abhigyo vipashchit avidyayamantare vartamanam drishtva punastam sagrina kubuddhim prayojayet utpathagam yathandham.
If someone is ignorant and addicted to the path of samsara, how can one who is actually learn, merciful, and advanced in spiritual knowledge engage him in fruitive activity and thus further engage him in material existence? If a blind man is walking down down the wrong path, how can a gentleman allow him to continue on his way to danger? How can he approve this method? No wise or kind man can allow this. Next.
So if a person is making some foolish mistake, the wise people should not just wait and watch his fall down. They should immediately correct. So therefore, all of you, my dear sons, please don't allow your citizens to fall down. You should correct them. Otherwise, who will tell them? If you don't correct, you have vision. These people, they may have lost their vision, nashta drishti. It is your responsibility to correct them. Who will tell a blind man who is going on a right path to continue on that path? No one will tell him. So therefore, it is responsibility of every wise man to help a blind person. And then he says, what if the superior does not engage his follower in the right path? Then very strongly, Rishabdev says, then he should not become the superior. The famous verse, Prabhupada has quoted this many times. We'll recite this. Guru na sasya, swajano na sasya.
Guru na
Guru
sasya,
na
Guru na sasya,
Pita na sasya, janani na sasya.
Pita na sasya,
Pita na
yani
sasya,
sasya,
Mani na
Daivam na
sasya,
tatsya, na patischa sasya.
Daivam na datsyan,
Daivam na
adisya na
tasya, na patesha
sasya,
Namo
tasya,
chayedya samupeta mrityum.
Namo Jayadya
Namo one who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and deaths should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod.
So such a master should be rejected. Guru na sasyat should not become guru. Swajan, relatives, pita, janani, mother, father, daiva, worshipable devtas, pati, husband. If they cannot deliver the subordinate, they should not become the superiors. Chakravarti Thakur writes, if one acknowledges the teacher of bhakti, this implies that others are not to be considered teachers or friends. So if somebody is not helping his subordinate to become a devotee, he should not be accepted as a devotee or a superior. They should be rejected. And then Chakravarti Thakur gives examples of many people who rejected their superiors. Okay, so before going to this commentary, who rejected his guru? Anyone knows who rejected his guru because he was not helping him?
Bali Maharaj.
Prabhu
Bali
ji,
Maharaj, yes.
Bali Maharaj, yes. Shukra.
Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya.
So Bali Maharaj rejected Shukracharya. Guru na sasyat. Swajana, who rejected their relatives because they were not helping in devotional service?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad.
प्रहलाद का तो फादर में आ जाएगा. रिलेटिव. Vibhishan rejected his brother Ravan. So Chakravarti Thakur gives this. Okay, who rejected his father? That is Prahlad. Who rejected his mother? Anyone knows? Bharat Maharaj he rejected.
Bharat Maharaj rejected.
Correct. He rejected Kaikeyi. Who rejected the Devtas? Chakravarti Thakur gives the example of Khatwang Maharaj.
Khatwang.
Khatwang Maharaj, he asked Indra, how much time I have? He said, you have only one muhurta. He rejected, okay, I don't want you. Who rejected their husbands?
कन्या नहीं काश तोच नाग कन्याच
नहीं, they didn't reject. उसी में
हाँ
आता है.
ब्राह्मण पत्नी
Patnis. The Brahman Patnis rejected their husbands. निषिध्यमाना पतिभिः भ्रातृभिः बन्धुभिः सुतैः भगवती उत्तम श्लोके दीर्घ श्रुत धृताशया. They gave up. Okay, these are the negative examples. Now, what are the positive examples? Who became the ideal guru and delivered his subordinates? Many examples are there, but just one example. Narad Muni helped Dhruva. Okay. So, who helped his relative to come out of the illusory material life?
Vidura.
Vidura, yes, he helped Dhritarashtra. We heard the story in first canto. Andha Purayo Badhiro Manda Pragya Cha Sampratam Vishirnidanta Mandagni Saragam Kafam Uddhavan. बहुत गाली दिया उनको, बहुत गाली दिया और वो सुधर गए. Dhritarashtra, he at least became a sober. He told Vidurji, told him that at least become a Dhira. If you can't become Narottama, become Dhira. Okay. Who was the ideal father? That is Rishabdev himself. Here, the example is there. Who is that mother who helped her child to become
Suniti. Dhruv.
Okay, Suniti is there. Yes, Suniti helped Dhruva. Kapila का story नहीं, that वो तो son में आ जाएगा ना. Kapila helped his mother, but here the example is mother helping the son. That is Suniti. Okay. So which devata helped their subordinates, the devotees, to become Krishna conscious?
Rudra.
Where?
Prachetas.
Yes. Rudra Geet. We heard the story. Rudra Geet. Yah param ramasa sakshat triguna jiva sangitad bhagavantam vasudeva prapanna sa priyosime. Lord Shiva came and on his own he delivered. Okay. Who is that husband who delivered his wife? Or who helped his wife to come closer to Krishna?
Kapilat Devuti.
Husband.
Karda Muni to Devuti.
Karda Muni. Yes. So these are the wonderful examples of, they are the positive examples. Okay, we'll see what Chakravarti Thakur writes. He writes almost the same thing, what we discussed. He says all these examples. After that, another meaning is as follows. He who cannot deliver another person should not take the position of guru. He should not accept respect and reverence. If he does, he incurs sins. If he cannot deliver the person, he should not accept the person as a disciple, just so that he becomes a guru. One should not think that, okay, although I am not capable of helping my...
फिर आपको मेल करना.
Just because somebody thinks that, okay, at least I'll get some respect from my disciples, right? So let me accept him. Although I am not so advanced, but still chalega. No, he should not accept. He'll incur sin. He should not accept friendship so that he becomes a friend. He should not produce children to become father or bear a child to become mother. He should not accept worship to become a devta. One should not accept a wife just to become a husband. So that is the understanding. If somebody is not capable enough to help the subordinates, they should not accept subordinates. So the superior can't just accept just because, okay, at least respect to milega na. No, they have to raise the consciousness of the subordinate. Otherwise, both will go to hell. Prabhupada would say, Lobhi guru dhongi chela narak mein dono thelam thela. So if a guru thinks, okay, at least I'll get some donation, and chela is also papi only, he will also think, अरे चलो गुरु तो मिल गए ना, कुछ भी कर रहे हो ये बोलते नहीं है, both will go to hell. So that is very important to understand. Srila Prabhupada writes, there are many spiritual masters, but Rishabh advises that one should not become a spiritual master if he is unable to save his disciple from the path of birth and death. Unless one is a pure devotee, he cannot save himself from the path of repeated birth and death. Prahlad Maharaj told this to Narsimhadev. Oh my Lord, if a person is not your devotee, he may be born in the family of Brahmanas. He may be having all the 12 qualities of Brahmanas. He cannot deliver himself. What to speak of delivering the family? What is the second verse? He says, Brahmadaya Surana Munayota Siddha Satvaikatanagatayo Vachsam Pravahe Naraditum Purugune Ratunapi Pipru Kim Toshtum Arhate Samyograjate Manye Dhanabhijana Rupa Tapashu Tauja Tejo Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yogaha Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayuta paye. My Lord, all these wonderful qualities, if they are not used to serve you, it is useless. Vipradvishadagunayuta taravindanabha padaravinda vimukhat swapacham varishtam. Viprad, a Brahmana who has Shadagun, Dvishad means 12. The 12 qualities of a Brahmana, if somebody has, but Arvinda Nabha Vimukha, he has turned his face away from Krishna. What is the use? I feel, Prahlad says, I feel a person born in dog-eater family is better. Manye tadarpitavano vachne hitartha. I feel this person cannot even deliver himself. What to speak of his family? So only a devotee can save himself. Only a devotee can save his family. Prabhupada gives all these examples of Bali Maharaj rejecting Shukracharya, offer everything to Krishna, wives of these Brahmanas, Brahman Patnis, they rejected. Bharat Maharaj rejected his mother. Khatwang Maharaj rejected Indra. So all these examples Prabhupada writes. Everyone should be very responsible and take charge of his dependents, just as a spiritual master takes charge of his disciple, or father takes charge of his son. All these responsibilities cannot be discharged honestly unless one can save the dependent from repeated birth and death. So somebody may take care of the dependents, subordinates, very nicely in a material way, but that is cheating. It is like a person, it is like that story Prabhupada would tell of a small child. He had typhoid and doctor had told, don't eat fried items. So one day mother was going and she told her daughter, I'm going, please take care of your brother, I'll come in sometime. And brother says, I want pakoda, didi, pakoda chahiye. So बोले पकौड़ा बना किया है, नहीं you love me na, please give me na. So out of love she cooked pakoda for her brother and fed her nicely. But what is the result? He became more sick. So people, when they take care of their subordinates materially, what they are doing? They are making their future life more miserable, because material facilities They are not the permanent gain. They will give pain for sure. So that is what he is saying here. Okay, so the sons of Rishabdev may ask, Arey, you are telling that one should worship one should worship God and worship the devotee, but where will we find a Supreme Lord? Where is the Lord to whom we should perform bhakti? And where is the devotee whom we should serve in order to attain? So all the sons they may ask. So Rishabdev says, Arey Baba, आपके लिए क्या problem है? In your family, God is there and your devotee is also there. I am God and your brother Rishabh, Bharat is the best of the devotee. आपके family में ही सब कुछ है. So you have no excuse. We'll recite this verse. Idam shariram mama durvibhavyam
idam
शरीरं
mama
मम दुर्विभाव्यम्
sattvam hime hridayam yatra dharmaha
सत्त्वं हि मे हृदयं यत्र धर्मः
पृष्ठे कृतो मे यदधर्म आरात्
प्रस्थे कृतो मे यदधर्मः
अतो हिमां ऋषभं प्राहुरार्या
तो इमां वृषभं प्राहुर्यः।
My transcendental body, Satchitananda Vigraha, Bhagavad Gita 5.1, looks exactly like a human form.
Just a minute,
But
I'll just come in 2 minutes. Read the translation of this.
But it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on a body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual, and I always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotional service, which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abandoned irreligion, adharma, and non-devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as a Rishabdev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of the living entities.
Idam shariram mama durvibhavyam. Please understand that my form is inconceivable. This is transcendental body. Although you are seeing me, but don't think my body is material. Durvibhavyam. It is inconceivable. Sattvam hime hridayam. And my heart, which is seat of all the spiritual qualities. It is a place where dharma resides. Sattvam hime hridayam yatra dharma. Dharma resides in my heart. And whatever you see as adharma, that is my back. Prishthe krito me yad adharma. So we have heard in the third canto also. Irreligion is the back of the Lord. Prishthe krito me yad adharma arat. So adharmic activity, it is like my back, and or it also means I have left the irreligion far away. Prishthe. And therefore I am called as Rishabha. I am the best of all living beings. Who calls me as Rishabha? Arya. Those who are advanced in spiritual life, they call me as Rishabha. So Prabhupada writes that this idam shariram mama durvibhavyam is significant because this proves that the Lord has a spiritual body. Lord's body is not material. As Mayavadis, they say, when the Lord appears, when the absolute truth appears, it is Brahman covered with the mode of goodness. That means it is material contamination. No, it is Durvibhavyam. So Prabhupada writes that. It is not the Mayavadi way of saying, okay, the Lord is now contaminated with mode of goodness. Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumashritam. When I descend in human form, foolish people, they deride me. Avajananti. param bhavam ajananto. What is the meaning of avajananti and ajananto? Anyone knows? Avajananti and ajananta. These two words are used by Krishna in this verse 9:11. Avajananti means they know me in a wrong way. And ajananti means they don't know the right way. Avajananti mama mudha. They don't know what is the right way. Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumashitam. And therefore, Rishabdev says that, okay, therefore, oh my sons, you have no problem in understanding that I am God and you should serve me. Because this body of mine, it is durvibhavyam. It is not ordinary body. Idam shariram mama durvibhavyam. So avajananti means they know me in a wrong way, they misunderstand. Ajananti, they don't know, they are ignorance. So first, many times people misunderstand and they don't know the right way also. Maybe I think God is light, God is this, God is love. That is misunderstanding about God. They are avajananti. And ajananto means they stay in ignorance only. So Prabhupada writes, unintelligent people think that the Lord accepts a body composed of material energy. But here we can clearly see idam shariram mama durvibhavya. There is no conception of material existence in the Lord. In the spiritual world, there is only service and receiving of service. Three things are there. Seva, sevak, and sevya. Very beautiful three words Prabhupada uses here. Seva, sevak, and sevya. There should be service. There should be the person who is serving, the servant, and person who is served, the savior. All these three are spiritual. Seva is spiritual, sevak is spiritual, and savior is also spiritual. That means only with spiritual consciousness we can serve the spiritual Lord by spiritual way. You know, a similar verse comes in Bhagavad Gita, which is very difficult to understand. Brahmarpanam brahmahavi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaivatena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. सब ब्रह्म ब्रह्म लगता है उसमें. Brahmarpanam brahmahavir. What is this? You can offer Brahma Arpana, Brahma Havi, offer spiritual into the spiritual. Havi means the butter which is offered. That should be spiritual. No? And offer into the spiritual oblation of spiritual fire, that is God. And one who is offering is also spiritual. He should have spiritual consciousness, divine consciousness. He cannot offer something spiritual to the Lord in material consciousness. Lord will not accept. Okay. There is no tinge of material contamination there. Being completely transcendental to material conception. Lord Rishabdev states that his heart is composed of dharma. There is no material modes in the Lord. Anyone remember in the first canto where it is mentioned that Lord is not affected by the modes? In which section, or if you know the verse? You know, we have heard it many times. The Lord is not affected by the modes, although he is engaging in material work.
That is given in Prabhuji here, na? At Chatusloki Bhagavatam it is given, no? Third canto.
Oh, चतुश्लोकी तो सेकंड कैंटो में आता है.
वृत्प्रथम ना प्रतीयता ना प्रतीयता
सेकंड कैंटो में आता है.
हाँ, ये सेकंड कैंटो.
नहीं वहां पे आता है, बट There is another first canto also. There is a description when all the queens of Krishna, they are trying to attract Krishna's attention. There,
Yes.
Suta Goswami says, Etad Ishanam Ishasya Prakritistopi Tadgunai Na Yujyate Sadatmasthair Yatha Buddhi Tadashraya. The Supreme Lord, although he is engaging in this material activity, he is beyond the material modes. This description comes 3 times in Bhagavatam about the queen's dealings with Krishna. First in the 3rd canto, Uddama Bhava Pishuna Malaval Guhasa Vridavaloka Nihato Madano Piyasam Sammuhya Chapamajahat Pramadottamasta Yasya Indriya Vimatitum Kuhakaina Sheku. This is the verse describing how queens were trying to attract Krishna's attention, but his senses were not disturbed. Exact, almost same verse comes twice. Once in 10th canto, 61st chapter, and then in 11th canto, I think 2nd chapter. Smayavalokalavadarshita bhavahari. Smayavalokalavadarshita bhavahari. I'm not remembering the next line. That verse also says the same line. Yasya indriyai vimatitum karanair na sheku. All the queens were casting their loving glances, shy virira valoka, but they could not disturb Krishna. So that's how Krishna is beyond. He is Gurvi Bhav here. So the Lord, he behaves as a human being in many of his avatars. So one should not say a Lord has become a human. No. Some people say, okay, God, just like Mayavadis, they say God cannot be personal because person means you are limiting. But this limitation is for material objects. For spiritual objects, there is no limitation. They can be in a form, but still be unlimited. Goloke eva nivasati akhilatma bhuto. He's there in the spiritual world, but he's there everywhere. Andantarastha paramanu shayantarastham. Tadejati, tannejati, taddure, tadavantike. He's near, he's far, he's inside, he's outside. So that's how the Lord is. The Lord behaves personally with his devotees. He is unbound, but he gets bound. That is Damodar Leela. So that's how Lord, he works only for the pleasure of his devotees. For devotees, he can perform so many pastimes. He gets defeated by his friends in fight. He carries the shoes of Nanda Maharaj on his head. All this is to increase the love. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhritya vashyata. How Lord comes under the control of his devotees. So only devotees can understand all these pastimes. For non-devotees, they'll say, what type of God is this? He's crying. Which God will cry? He's crying. Rudantam muhuranetram yugvam rijantam karamboja yugmena sa atanka netram. He's crying so much that his whole body is trembling. तो छोटे बच्चों को आपने देखा है, रोता होगा ना आप लोगों ने, रोते हैं तो ऐसा पूरा सिसकियां ले लेके रोते हैं कि पूरा शरीर उनका हिलता है. That is the condition of Krishna. His whole body is trembling out of fear of Yashoda. And he's not doing a drama of crying. He's actually crying. Because he accepts Yog Maya. And he forgets that he's God. That's the way Lord deals with his devotees. So first he tells about the Mahat. Who is that Mahat? Mahat Seva Dwara Mahur Vimukte. Who is that Mahat? He told about the Lord. Okay, Bhagwan ki Seva. Now who is that Mahat? That Mahat is described in the next verse. This Bharat Maharaj is Mahat. He is a great devotee. Bharat, serve him. We'll recite this. Tasmad bhavanto hridayena jata.
तस्मादहतो हृदयेन चित्ता
Hridayena
Tante
jata
madhyam samamum sanabham.
सर्वे
सर्वे
मुनयः
मोहयाः
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या
इष्टबुद्ध्या
भरतं
शुश्रूषणं
भजतं
तद्भरणं प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं तद्धरणं
My dear boys,
प्रजननं
you are all born of my heart, which is the seat of all spiritual qualities. Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious man. You should accept your eldest brother, Bharat, who is exalted in devotional service. If you engage yourself in Bharat's service, your service to whom will include my service, and you will rule the citizens automatically.
Hridayena Jata, all of you are born from my heart. Previously, Lord said, my heart is a place of dharma. So, Lord is now assuring all of you are born from my heart. Therefore, you are born of all spiritual qualities. Sarve mahiyam samamu sanadham. What you should do? Aklishta buddhya. Aklishta buddhya means you should not be materialistic or envious. Without contamination, you should Bharatam bhajadhvam. Serve Bharat. And in this way, you will rule your citizens properly. Prabhupada writes. Uru indicates chest. Heart is situated within the chest. And although instrumentally the son is born with the aid of genitals, he is actually born from within the heart. According to heart situation, semen takes the form of the body. Depending on the consciousness the father has, of that type of soul gets a body. Prabhupada writes about Garbhadan. The question may be asked, why one should be attached to family members? Rishabdev is telling you be attached to your brother, but it is not question of brother. It is about a devotee. Mahat seva. Mahiyasam padarajobhishekam. Mahat seva dvaram ahur pramukte. Third canto also, Devahuti said, Prasangam ajaram pasham atmanam kavayo vidu sa eva sadhushu krito moksha devaram apagatam. The attachment which we have for the things of the world and people of the world, just dovetail that attachment and attach yourself to a devotee of the Lord. Serve him. That will open the doors of liberation. Bharat Maharaj was very exalted, so therefore Rishabh is telling Rishabdev, please serve Bharat Maharaj. Chakravarti Thakur writes, you have been produced from my chest, and therefore you are called Aurasa. Urasa means Hriday. Aurasa means you are my sons, born of my heart. You should worship your brother, Bharat. But they may ask, but you have said that one should not have affection to wife, children, wealth, home. Why are you telling us to get attached to brother now? It looks contradictory. Lord says, no, Bharat is the best of the devotees. I have also said that you should serve devotees. So he is a devotee. How can we worship him? Because he is like our brother, right? You serve your elders. How can we serve our brother? Lord says, please don't see with material vision. Worship with pure intelligence. Materially, he may be your brother. Spiritually, he is a very advanced soul. We worship you because you are our Father and also Supreme Lord. We worship Narada and other great devotees because they are the cause of bhakti. And because we are princes, we should protect the citizens. So where is the question of serving Bharat? Lord says, by worshipping Bharat, worship of me and protection of citizens is accomplished. So therefore, please worship Bharat. Serve Bharat. That is the importance of deity worship or devotee worship, not deity worship. So now, in order to teach how to serve Brahmanas, Lord first establishes that Brahmanas are the best. In next 4 verses, Lord establishes the glories of Brahmanas. He gives the gradation of living entities, and then he establishes the glorious position of Brahmanas. Okay, translation somebody can read.
Of the two energies manifested in spirit and dual matter, being a possessing living force, variegated grass, trees, and plants are superior to dull matter, stone, earth, etc., superior to non-moving plants, and variegated vegetables are worms and snakes which can move. Superior to worms and snakes are animals that have developed intelligence. Superior to animals are human beings, and superior to human beings are ghosts because they have no material bodies. Superior to the ghosts are the Gandharvas, and superior to them are the Siddhas. Superior to the Siddhas are the Kinnaras, and superior to them are Asuras. Superior to the Asuras are demigods, and of the demigods, Indra, the king of heaven, is supreme. Superior to Indra are the direct sons of Lord Brahma, sons like King Daksha, and supreme among Brahma's sons of each Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahma is considered superior, but Brahma is also subordinate to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I am inclined to the Brahmanas are best of all.
Okay, so this is how he establishes the supremacy of Brahmanas over everyone. Prabhupada writes in the purport about the qualities of Brahmanas and how Lord is Brahmanya Deva. And therefore, ultimately, in the next few verses, he establishes the glories of Vaishnavas, how even Vaishnavas are higher than Brahmanas. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, in this verse, evolutionary process is indirectly mentioned. So that's how living entities, they evolve in their consciousness after passing from inanimate objects to living beings, to ultimately to humans, and then to Brahmanas. In this way, a devotee, one should respect everyone. Sakala sammana porite shakati deho natha jatha jatha. According to the respect they deserve, according to the position they have, they should be respected. Just like different type of devotees are respected, Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam. How to respect a Kanishta Adhikari? Manasa Adriyeta. Respect them in the mind. Krishneti Yasya Giritam Manasa Adriyeta. How to worship, how to respect a Madhyam Adhikari? Pranata Bhishya Bhajantam Isham. Try to make friends, and one who is Uttam Adhikari, try to serve him. So that's how we have to respect everyone depending on the position. You know, in third canto, Kapiladev also gives a similar gradation. Here, Rishabdev gives only up to Brahmanas. There, Kapiladev described up to Vaishnavas, how devotees are the best. Prabhupada writes, in this verse, the Brahmanas are given position superior to that of the Lord. The idea is that the government should be conducted under the guidance of Brahmanas. That's why even Brahmanas are considered higher than the Lord. Lord himself gives them higher position. We heard that in the third canto when four Kumaras they cursed Jai Vijay. Lord himself comes and glorified Brahmanas royally. He said, I take the dust of Brahmanas on my head, that's why I am so powerful. Even Lakshmi is not giving up because I am serving Brahmanas. Yajnashri viraktimapi mam vijayati yasya preksha navarti tare niyaman vahanti. Prabhupada writes, this evolutionary process is also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it is said there are two types of living entities, moving and non-moving. So moving means all these birds, beasts, aquatics, and so on. And non-moving means plants. Of all these, humans are the best. Then humans also have many varieties. Low-class varieties are there, Pulinda, Malecha, Bauddha, Shabara. Then ultimately they follow Varnashram. Varnashram, they get slowly elevated. They come to Brahmanas. And after Brahmana also, there are many who are Gyanis. Amongst many Gyanis, there are few who are devotees, who are liberated. Out of many who are liberated, there are few who are devotees. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlava prashantatma kotishvapi mahamuni. Okay. Then after describing, he continues more about Brahmanas. Translation, somebody can read.
Hare Krishna. O respectful Brahmanas, as far as I am concerned, no one is equal or superior to the Brahmanas in this world. I do not find anyone comparable to them. When people know my motive after performing ritual according to the Vedic principles, they offer food to me with faith and love through the mouth of Brahmana. When food is thus offered unto me, I eat it with full satisfaction. Indeed, I derive more pleasure from food offered in that way than from the food offered in the sacrificial fire. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so why Lord is giving so much of respect to Brahmanas? Because if Lord won't give respect, nobody would give respect to Brahmanas. He is glorifying Brahmanas so much because he knows that now he is about to retire and he's preparing. All of you support Bharat Maharaj, and Bharat should rule under the guidance of Brahmanas. So therefore he is speaking, Lord is speaking the power of Brahmanas. Of course, he loves Vaishnavas more than Brahmanas. But here he is describing the glory of Brahmanas. In 24th verse, he continues more about Brahmanas. Translation, please.
The Vedas are my eternal transcendental sound incarnation. Therefore, the Vedas are Sabd Brahm. In this world, the Brahmanas thoroughly study all the Vedas, and because they assimilate the Vedic conclusions, they are also to be considered the Vedas personified. The Brahmanas are situated in the supreme transcendental mode of nature, Satogun. Because of this, they are fixed in mind control, Sama, sense control, Dhamma, and truthfulness, Satya. They describe the Vedas in their original sense, and out of mercy, Anugrah, they preach the purpose of the Vedas to all conditioned souls. They practice penance, tapasya, and tolerance, diksha, and they realize the position of the living entity and the Supreme Lord, Anubhava. These are the 8 qualifications of the Brahmanas. Therefore, among all living entities, no one is superior to the Brahmanas.
Okay. So Brahmanas, they support my body in this world in the form of the Vedas. My Vedas is my body. And because Brahmanas, they study the Vedas, they support my body. And there are many wonderful qualities of Brahmanas. Shama, Dama, Satya, Anugraha, Tapas, Titiksha, Anubhava. All these are the qualities of Brahmanas. Prabhupada writes, this is a true description of Brahman. Brahman means he should have these wonderful qualities, not for the namesake. Brahman means quality, guna karma, which is not about the birth. If quality is not there, then he is not a Brahman. Because it is according to the guna and karma, a person is classified as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. Prabhupada writes, Brahmana should take pity on the people and preach Krishna consciousness in order to elevate them. Shri Krishna personally descends to teach conditioned souls. So highest Brahmana is a Vaishnava. Brahmananam sahasrebhya satrayaji vishishyate satrayaji sahasrebhya sarva vedanta paraga sarva vedanta vitkotya vishnu bhakta vishishyate Vaishnavanam sahasrebhya ekanteko vishishyate. Out of thousands of Brahmanas, one who can do yajna is the best. Out of thousands who can do yajna, one who knows Vedanta, he is the best. Out of thousands of Brahmanas who know Vedanta, Vishnu Bhakta is the best. And out of thousands of Vishnu Bhaktas, one comes to worship of Krishna. One attains perfection. So Vaishnavas are really rare. They are the best. They are superior to Brahmanas. Prabhupada writes. Supreme Lord personally descends to teach. He tries to induce them to surrender. Brahmana does the same thing. Okay. And then in the next verse, the perfect Brahmanas are described. Who are the perfect Brahmanas? The devotees of the Lord. Translation, please.
I am fully opulent, almighty, and superior to Lord Brahma and Indra, the king of the heavenly planets. I am also the bestower of all happiness obtained in the heavenly kingdom and by liberation. Nonetheless, the Brahmanas do not seek material comforts from me. They are very pure and do not want to possess anything. They simply engage in my devotional service. What is the need of their asking for material benefits from else?
Okay. So that's how these Brahmanas, they have no material aspiration. And the most important thing which these Brahmanas are doing is Mai Bhakti Bhajam. Akinchananam Mai Bhakti Bhajam. Therefore, my devotees are my best, the best Brahmanas are my devotees. Because they are pure. They have no material desires. That is a perfect Brahmanical qualification for Prabhupada writes. Akinchananam Mai Bhakti Bhajam. That is qualification for being a devotee. A devotee never has any material desires. He has all spiritual desires. That means he likes to serve Krishna only. With all his devotional service, he doesn't want even liberation. He wants seva. And if seva is not there, liberation is rejected. Salokya Sarishti Samipya Sarupya Ekatvam Apyuta Diyamanam Nagrinanti Vidamat Sevanam Janam. Seva is the most important thing. Prabhupada quotes this verse, Nishkinchanasya Bhagavad Bhajan Unmukhasya. So Nishkinchana means one does not have any possessive mentality. It is not that devotees are beggars. Devotees do not have possessive mentality. And such devotees, Sandarshanam Vishainam Atayoshitamcha Ha Hanta Hanta Vishvakshanatop Prasadu. For these devotees, material opulence and sense gratification through opposite gender, it is worse than drinking poison. So that's how the best of the Brahmanas are the Vaishnavas. They engage in service of the Lord. Prabhupada quotes verse by Kapila Dev. Tasman Mai Arpita Ashesha Kriyarthatma Nirantara. They always engage their body, mind, and words in my service. That they are the best Brahmanas. That means they are the devotees. After this, okay. So after this, it describes that in such type of bhakti, the offenses they create restrictions. Therefore, Chakravarti Thakur mentions this. The offenses they create restrictions. So one should be very careful. One should give respect to all living beings in order to destroy fault like disrespect and envy. Because if somebody is not respectful, they will commit offense to living entities. In third canto also, Kapila Dev, after describing everything to his mother, he also said the same thing that, oh my mother, and in an angry tone he said that, oh mother, my devotees should be very careful. They should not offend living entities. They should not criticize. They should not be envious. Dvesha, Ninda, they should never do. Otherwise, it becomes an obstacle in the path of devotional service. Not just devotees. Every living entity should be respected. That is very important. And that is described in next two verses. Translation, please.
Hare Krishna. My
My
dear
dear
sons, you should not envy any living entity, be he moving or non-moving. Knowing that I am situated in them, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. In this way, you offer respect to me. Hare Krishna.
So offering respect to everyone means according to their position. Sakala sammana parite shakti dehonatha jatha jatha. Respect everyone. We respect even a broom. We respect even a lion. But we don't go and embrace lion Prabhu. If we do this, then we'll be killed. We respect from a distance. Similarly, when it comes to respecting Vaishnavas, there are some Vaishnavas who are not up to the standards. Respect them from a distance. We should never think, okay, I should associate with all the Vaishnavas. No. Associate with only those Vaishnavas who are good in their devotional standards. But respect all the Vaishnavas. Respect all the living entities. Because, and how to respect all the living entities? We can respect all the living entities only if we acknowledge the presence of Paramatma in their hearts. That is what Lord Shiva tells to Sati. Sati, she wanted to go for that yajna, and there was a big argument. And ultimately Sati says, Baba, आप खड़े क्यों नहीं हुए? आप खड़े हो जाते तो क्या प्रॉब्लम होता था बताइए? Why you are sitting? He said, I was offering obeisances to the Lord. I was offering obeisances to Paramatma in the heart of Daksha. तो खड़े होने में क्या प्रॉब्लम था? अरे, I was absorbed in meditation. उसी समय आपको तो समाधि में जाना था. शिव जी बोलते हैं, अरे बाबा, that is not in my hand. So basically, he said, I was offering respect to the Paramatma. He should have been happy with this. Prabhupada writes, everything has a relation with God because God is everywhere. We should not make any particular distinction between the poor and the rich, like the foolish worshippers of Daridra Narayan. Oh, Narayan is in everyone's heart. It is not there just in the heart of poor people. Everybody has Narayan in their heart. So the devotee sees everyone equally. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Garyastini Shuni Chaiva Shopakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Samdarshina. So Prabhupada, when he went to America, he stayed with hippies and transformed them into happies because he saw Krishna in their hearts. He didn't say anything about their externals. He didn't chastise them, although they were breaking 400 principles every day. He didn't chastise them. He would just encourage them, give them Krishna, give them Krishna Prasad, chant with them, and slowly they became perfected devotees. So he was respecting them. Nawab Hussain Shah, when he entered the assembly of Sanatana Goswami got up, respected him because he was the king. So that's how it is. So we should respect everyone according to the position they are in. There is Maryada of the position, Pad Maryada. Okay, he's a superior person. Government post pe, Pad hai uska. Okay, respect. Guna Maryada. Oh, he has good qualities. Respect. Varna Maryada. Oh, he's a Brahmana. Oh, please respect him. And Bhakti Maryada. Oh, he's a wonderful devotee. Respect him. Markandeya Muni, it is described that Markandeya Muni, he was millions of years old. But when he met Parashar Muni, Parashar was a small child. He offered obeisances to Parashar because Parashar Muni was a great devotee of the Lord. So that's how it says, please respect everyone. And then in the next verse he says, engage in my service. Without such service, one cannot get out of the material entanglement. So that's how Lord ultimately he encourages all his sons to engage in pure devotional service without having this misconception that I am the doer. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Don't have any doership mentality and in a pure way serve the Lord. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va silasvamava karoti yadiyanda sakalam parasmaya narayanatyeti samarpayat tat. Whatever you have, with your body, with your mind, with your words, serve the Lord. Because unless things are offered to the Lord, they don't give benefit. If you are a tapasvi, charitable person, intelligent, thoughtful, you will not get success. Shemam na vindanti vinaya darpanam. Okay, so that's how Rishabdev ends his instructions by telling all his subordinates, all his sons, to focus on devotional service, focus on serving Bharat Maharaj. And then the next few verses, Shukadeva Goswami described how Rishabdev ultimately renounced his family, his kingdom, gave his kingdom to his sons, and started wandering like a madman, naked, disheveled hair. And people would make fun of him. Rishabdev passed through human society just like a blind, deaf, dumb man, like a stone, like a ghost, like a madman. People called him ill names, but he remained silent. He didn't speak to anyone. He was touring around so many places, villages, mines, sports, countrysides, valley, garden, unaffected by any of the things of this world. People would trouble him, Just like the flies surround the body of an elephant, elephant is not affected. So many people would surround him. He was threatened, he was beaten, urinated upon, spat upon. People threw stones on him, stool and dust at him, passed foul air on him, would call him ill names. Rishabdev, he was following Jada Yoga. He behaved as if he's a dull, he's like stone. That's the way of getting detached from this world. He was not affected by any of this. He understood that the body is simply meant for such an end. Although we are situated on a spiritual platform, he did not care for all the material insults. And ultimately, he understood, okay, body and matter, they're all separate. Why I should be disturbed by all this? And in this way, he ultimately, some more descriptions is described there. Okay, there are some few verses. We'll continue from verse number 30 next time. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Granth
Dandavat
Srimad
Prabhuji.
Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
jai.
Dasnam.
Hare Krishna.